to wait for him to weaken himself further before we can risk bolder strategies. Next year, maybe, she muses. It has been next year for decades. It is a good thing, he reflects, that they are immortal. The passage of time scarcely touches them, though it doesn't make him any less impatient. I suppose we'll wait and see, he says, then focusing on happier matters. Remember, though, after I kill Desar for you, I get to take my Lady Ezelin's head as well. Rhea drifts back from the golden lights and dazzling splendor of the ballroom below. A cheer rings out as someone licks the last smear of blood from a femur, devouring the final traces of this year's unfortunate vampire king. All guile slides off her face like a silk shift sliding off bare shoulders. My dear Adrius, I wouldn't dream of robbing you of your vengeance. Day 0. Chapter 1. An unfortunate fly struggles in a net of silken threads. Its pitiful flutterings achieve little more than to briefly inconvenience the spider tying it up. Kazan Korvic feels a touch of kinship with the fly as she picks and tugs at the laces of her bodice, tightening them until she too is snugly wrapped. She fastens the final buttons, presses a thin sheet of rouge paper between her lips, and slides an additional pin into her bun for some much-needed structural support. Over in the corner of the room, the spider has begun to gnaw on its meal. Kazan watches, morbidly entranced, as the fly dies, the faint tremblings in the web fading away. Then she crushes the spider under her heel as she leaves. The majority of her house is not a house at all, but a forge with a tiny storefront and a flat above. It's a quaint sort of place, with floorboards that perpetually smell like charcoal from the forge below, and a ceiling that perpetually smells somewhat damp from the frequent rain showers of the region. She heads down the creaking stairs to the storefront, where a long, slim box awaits her on the counter. Double-checking that the contents are as pristine as she left them, she tucks it under one arm before stepping outside into the evening air and locking the door behind her. Her destination tonight sits in the city's center, surrounded by other estates of those rich enough to afford space in the heart of Upper Welshire, and social enough to not be parted from the hub of commerce. Around the center are the markets, the warden's outpost, and more places to grab a drink than she can count. With the abundance of bloodthirsty vampires, haunting geists, and treacherous landscapes, there's no shortage of people needing to get drunk in Mavazem. Nearly a dozen carriages pass her by the time she arrives in front of a stately manor. At least she is not alone in carrying merchandise. She spots more than a few guests directing the unloading of crates. She is stopped as soon as she reaches the manor door. "Pardon me, miss," the stationed butler says, his hand held out to prevent her from entering. "I'll need your invitation, please." Kazan reaches into the pocket of her ball gown and holds up her invitation for him to inspect, eager to be out of the chill and into the warmth of the party inside. After a brief examination of the gilded card, his eyes go from the box she's carrying, then up to her face, his expression becoming more and more apprehensive. "There are no weapons allowed," he informs her. "If you will be so kind as to leave that with me, I can deliver it to Madame Rask directly." "Fine. Don't lose it, damage it, or otherwise let any harm come to it," she warns. His head bobs up and down as he trips over himself to nod. "I understand, miss. It will be well taken care of." She holds out the case she's been carrying and hands it over, gently letting it sink into his grip. As soon as she lets go, his arms sag with the box's weight, and he stumbles a half-step backwards. His voice becomes somewhat strained as he continues. "Thank you."